All right, Graham, are you up next?
I am.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. Thanks, John, for the introduction. We'll jump right in. So our first section here is how to approach and negotiate with a apartment building or multifamily complex. And a note about this: building service in multifamily complexes can be very competitive, depending on the area, depending on the age of the building, the size, and demographic, and other providers in the area. It can be extremely competitive to get, especially a bulk deal apartment building. So we're going to hit some tips here on how to really make a good first impression and come in and offer a service that the property manager, building owner will find attractive, and that you can get in and sell. So first find and contact, identify property managers. It's easy enough to drive around and find multifamily complexes or look around Google Earth, and often, honestly, that's how we will start this process when we do this internally. And then contacting, honestly, is a lot of kind of manual processes. It's picking up the phone, making a call to the property management office, property management company, or sometimes even walking in, with a box of donuts or a cup of coffee or something, and asking to speak to the local property manager.
Hey, I'll step in. I want to add one thing to this little section here about identifying and contacting property managers. I would bet that there are people that who know people who own either a property management company or own office buildings or MDUs. And for me, as I get out and work on developing our business here, I love doing the cold call thing and email and in-person visits, knocking on their doors. But I also am a big proponent of who you know and who your sphere of influence knows, and just ask the question, and then you can you get a warm handoff there to meet with them and go over what we're talking about here. So, you back on, Graham?
Hello.
I can hear you now, Graham. Sorry about that, you guys.
Okay. Yeah, sorry everyone. I lost audio for a moment. Okay, thanks, John, for jumping in there.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll continue on here. So really, like John mentioned, find people you can talk to, and be as prepared as possible with your first presentation. And some of the things we've found that property managers are looking for, if they can provide great service, or at least have options for great service for their tenants, then that can help them keep their tenants, keep the rooms, keep their units rented, and draw new renters. It can increase the value of the property because they have this great service to offer to their tenants. And in some cases, even if you're willing to do a profit share or a revenue split, it can even make them some money. So so those are some of the things that we sometimes come to the property manager with. And coming to our next section, section 3, there's a couple of different ways that we tend to negotiate here. So one would be a bulk deal. And that's where you, as the ISP, provide a bulk rate for all tenants connected in the building or in the complex. And so this is typically going to be a discounted rate over what you might charge for a single-family home or a different type of neighborhood. But you're in an ongoing contract with the property to continue to provide that service to all units, really regardless of whether the unit's using it or not. So this can be really great for you. It also means that the landlord or property manager can resell your service and make some money on top of that. So it can be good for both of you, but the catch, really two catches. One is that it's again very competitive to get these bulk deals, at least in some markets, in some areas. And the other thing is that you can't legally actually be the exclusive provider.
meaning that if someone else were to come in and try to offer services, you can't fully block them from doing that. So your service may still be the best, most obvious option, and you can sell it to everybody. It can be included in the HOA fees or in the rent. But if someone really wanted to hook up from another company and that company could get them service, legally, there's not a great way to stop that from happening. But in some cases, that's okay with you because you've got a bulk deal with the property and you're getting paid for everyone anyway. The second way is a non-exclusive deal, which is where you come in and you're not a bulk provider. You're selling directly to the residents. You put whatever equipment you need into the property to provide your service, and then hook people up as they come in. This can also be great. It does mean that you're competing at the resident level to find subscribers, but it also means that you don't have to get that bulk deal inked, which can be difficult to do in order to start providing service. And so if your service is competitive and an obvious choice for the subscribers, then you'll end up with some subscribers that way without the complexity of figuring out the bulk deal. And so, yeah, we'll move on.